Welcome back to my armor belt. If I appear to be tired, that's because I woke up half hour ago and it takes about 20 minutes to get this going. So I've been running around. The expression, I believe, is like a headless chicken. In fact, I managed to get live within 3 minutes of proper time. It's pretty good. Those move much nicer. I'm going to use these. Those ones are heavier, and the amount of cutting I'm going to do. Right. So, last time I cut all of these out and stuck them to the cardboard like that. So this time I'm going to cut them all into scales because you need this kind of thing going on. So, pretty much, yeah, a little bit off the edge. See, it's that, but all of them. Pen. Also, I've decided about that size because it's about right for the top of a finger. Just remember, once you've got a prototype that works, keep that, then you can use it as references in future. Now you'll notice I'm marking the underside. That's because I don't want it to show up on the final thing. Now these are basically all the same width, all the same length, but the width changes dramatically. So if we reduce them all down to the same width, we'll be fine. It'll be fine. Because we've got to have them sort of uniform across the construction. Fortunately, there's no needed order for this, so I can just do these any way I want. As long as I have enough space to, like, okay, that sentence got away, but yeah, I just need enough space to fit the strip down the center that aligns it. And then you can see just how these comparing up, where the lines are, that basically when these things are wrapped one on top of the other, each one gets bigger than the last when you're cutting them in half. which means some of them will have huge gaps and some of them will have quite small gaps. And if you just cut every single one of them to be like just the width of the original scale wise, you'd end up with very varied sizes of scales. And there's nothing big wrong with variation, but when it comes to armour, you will see it really badly if they're all different sizes. And my last one wasn't as bad because I didn't, I did them I did the wrapping lengthways. I did a widthways this time, so there's much greater variance. So if you want to take home any lessons from this, wrap lengthways. Also, it's not awful if your points don't line up at the end. It doesn't look perfect, but that's salvageable. Oh, it's getting lazy. Oof. That one is too small. I'm not going to put it in the trash because we may be able to use it. We may have to use it, but and we've had ones that precisely fitted before, but that one was too small. So they all have marginally different curvatures. Also, when I'm building these, the reason why I actually am willing to discuss how much this stuff costs, I'm not, well, I know with some cosplayers when their stuff's over like £1,000 they won't discuss it down to, well, they don't want to get pinched, but nothing I'm building here is worth that much. When you're coming into that kind of price, you've made a lot of mistakes and a lot of material costs that you didn't need. Either that or you bought something, because the amount of time this takes, I mean, hopefully watching you'll get the idea of just how much this stuff costs. That's if you're not a cosplayer yourself. If you are yourself, you already know. But I'm thinking all in on this armour if I'll be under 100. But again, I am cost saving everywhere I can. It's like with the cardboard here, I am saving, what, about, it's about 10, 15 pounds, something like that, for the piece of cardboard, and the piece of cardboard is like £1. Also, I have seen when people are willing to discuss money on these things, they're always like, oh, I built this whole thing for £10, and it's just like, no, you didn't. You're saying it cost you £10 because you already had all the paints, like, in the box that you from the previous project. You had this stuff that's left over from a previous project, so yes, essentially it cost you like £10, but problem is, if somebody tried to do the same project, they would not achieve the same price, especially if they're just starting, because they have nothing to do it with. Like, technically for this one, I have spent nothing, because I already had everything in stock. But even the stuff that you have on the shelves from previous projects is actual money you've spent. And it's important that people recognise that. Oof, that's a real strong one, that is. Also, the setup cost is the reason why I don't just use like the £40–50 RGB strips and everything. I will, because I'm in a situation where I can experiment and see what the cheap stuff does, I give it a shot, see if it works. If it's useful to someone, it's useful to them. If it's not, it's not. I mean, heck, like, nobody could ever watch the fact that I've used things that they might not work at all, might not be safe, but I'll find out. Because it's like, if my prop just stops working after a few days, I'm not that bothered. But if, like, but say someone's been like saving up for months in order to build something, and they go through it and it breaks as soon as they get to the con, that's not going to, well, that's going to be a pretty bad day for them. For me, I'm just like, meh. It's annoying, but it's fixable. I mean, heck, I have enough junk, I can just rebuild 90% of the things from scratch and not be bothered. Right, so that's all of them done. Okay, and on the start line. Okay, and lop. Wow, that one's a sharp one compared to the others. You know those episodes where future me is going to hate current me? Sorry, future me. I'm gonna have to be a jerk again. I'm making a lot of mess. Ooh, no, continue along the path. No. Oh, doing okay. A lot of this to go, but how are you doing? A card with EVA foam over the top. Similar idea, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely self-made. I believe about an hour and a half of the last stream was just sticking these together and cutting them like to length. Fortunately for me, I love doing things like this. It's armor based around the Cell Saga Dragonball Z set, but I've modified it a lot and I wanted to make some gauntlets, so I just decided it's going to have some. That's true, you do just get lost in these things. Oh wow, that curve was way off at the start. This is for the fingers because I just wanted to make a pair of gauntlets, and it's sort of becoming my own nonsense at this point. I mean, that's the chest plate, so... If my computer could handle it, I would have the second camera aiming at a mannequin that is wearing the armor, but it can't. This is my second attempt at making gauntlets. My first one was good, but you couldn't fit gloves inside them. So I'm hoping this one works out better. Is that a little bit off? It'll be fine. As I found with this stuff, even if it's scary, you've just got to jump in and try. It's pretty much been the motto of my entire career, has been jump in, try, hope for the best. I'm assuming that turned out well. Yeah. Basically, as far as cosplay stuff goes, it is just try and be prepared for failure. Just be happy when you succeed. This year's not been a good excuse, not been a good year to get Armour or any projects out. Unfortunately. I mean, all the professionals do say it is a case of sitting back and trying again, and just think about what you did wrong last time. I mean, heck, my first builds were, pretty much unable to move. I just had to like waddle around and hope for the best. Then I worked out how to do leg cuts so I can walk, then had to work out how to actually move in it. I mean, not being able to see in helmets is something to get used to. Fortunately, this one doesn't have one. Oof, I could not imagine being hit wearing anything that I've got, anything that I make. It's, I mean, it's tough because I tend to over-engineer my stuff, but also, whereas on that 30mm VVA foam you can hit and I don't notice. Go there. Unfortunately, with cosplays, conventions have rules like you're not actually allowed to have metal. So you have to make it out of soft materials that can't hurt people, which leads to issues because you can't use metal because they'll get cranky and throw you out. And rivets in light foam is very much ineffective. Trust me, I have riveted foam. It didn't work. Was on that. I took one of my armour parts like a few months ago, and I couldn't use my hands for a number of days because it hurt so much. Whereas on that, I was walking back for a convention at one point and someone decided to punch me when I was in my armour. It hurt them more than it hurt me. I honestly didn't realise they'd done it. It was pretty good. Unfortunately, I can't use heavy armour anymore anyway, so sort of a downer there, but mid to lights will be fine. Yeah, when you're building, you have no idea of the material properties of what you're working with. You end up with a plate that is far too strong. Whoop, no, keep following the line. I'm assuming for actually, don't the rings on chainmail usually just keep themselves together? It's like, unfortunately, the only chainmail I've made is made out of filament for 3D printers, and that stuff required some sticking. Soldering iron one hand and rings of metal on the other, or plastic on the other. Squashed. Yep. So many burns. Well, someone likes the loud cars. Okay. Oh. So you rivet them together over the longer stretches because they'll just tear open. That's what I'm getting from that, at least. But yeah, I'm guessing if you're doing a lot up in the armour, you would need it to actually be able to take a hit. Well, I guess I know you're going on the fun. And on the floor. Wow, that only took half an hour. So next up is just, well, put them all into rows of 7. How long are these things supposed to be? Why don't I just measure my finger? That makes far more sense. So 9 is the length of the finger, so no. Yeah, 9's the length of the finger, and if we make them 12, we should be fine. 12 by 2? Is that about right? Yeah, 12 by 2. Uh-oh. Yep, that was an intention. Oh, you are in there. Oh, I'd lost that for a second. Okay, let's start warming up the glue gun. That's going to be needed. Just mark that off 12. More 12. To note, the technique I'm using here is basically based around the proper armor crafting version. It's just most of the levers replaced with EVA foam. So 2. 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 fingers, 2 each. We need to go up to 20. 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. Let's have to stop and count my fingers. I woke up too late today. Fortunately, again, the correct width is not as important with this because it's all going to be hidden. Should be 10 of them. Oh no, I messed it up. Okay, that'll work. Okay, that's too thick. Oops. Okay, that's more like it. Fortunately, I remembered to put the glue gun on at the start, or I'd have to come up with something to distract people for a while. It's a kind of a thing. microphone back. Ooh, there we are. And yeah, I could have done it that easily at the start. I wanted them around the same size. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I think we're probably going to end up about that one, because that definitely looks like the one I used last time. Just cut through. I can't remember how I got these out last time. Okay, you warm up? Yes, you are. I'm required to every time I go for my glue gun. Don't do that. Okay, and get that one through. That first one's just a case of getting it flat. After that, it's a lot more work. I really need to work on getting these centered. That there, in the middle, and punch. Surprisingly, I'm actually using a proper lever punch for this. I think I've jammed it though, because these should be coming out, but they're just locking up. Let's just see if I can clear out the barrel, shall we? Nope, that is quite well and truly jammed. Okay, I will just use the bigger one for a bit. I'll jam it between sessions. Oop. So what I'm attempting to do here is basically rivet them together with hot glue. That should work. And in theory, the hot glue going through will expand out to either side of the two materials and have the same effect as a rivet. In theory. If I have the patience to hold it there long enough. But as you can see by that one, I've got the distances wrong a little bit. I mean, that happens occasionally. Bones my fingers a little bit, no problem. Squeeze that. I think this whole one is just lost at this point. I've messed up the first two, and I mean that's the full 12, and that's not enough. It's not good enough, so yep. When it's done properly, it'll be 7 over the length, and that was 5. So let's re-punch them. Come on, get up. Well, as I've said, always be prepared to fail. Remember, failure isn't the end, it is just a learning experience. Pop and cut that one. I mean, I could have just put that one on the bad side, because there's always going to be a bad side on your build. Unless you're some variety of perfectionist, then go for it. Okay, let's try that for a second time. When you do this properly, you shouldn't be able to like you shouldn't be able to see the previous rivet on the next one, which is the main reason why I abandoned the last one, because it looked awful. Suerte. Come on. Separate out. Okay, that's much better. Ooh, that needs to be centered a little more. There you are. I felt that one go through. Doing it this way with these materials ends up with a lot of spider webs. That's nothing to really worry about. Just line up, get on right. Think about, I should recut these longer. Just looking at it, it just doesn't feel right, but wow. Yeah, it does look like one's missing, which, can I get one in there? Okay, not that one, but here I definitely can. Okay, it'll work for a farm. It'll work for fun. I wouldn't advise it for anything else though, because those are too short. That was a dumb idea. Where's the wedge? There it is. practicing has been. It'll do. Okay, let's see if I can clear that. It's bugging me. Okay, evidently I abused this a little bit too much. Well, that's what power tools are for. There you go, I got to use the right punch now. Advice for the future, don't punch it if it's covered with paint and glue. There you go. Okay, and let that bit dry. No, don't do that. And I wonder why these joints fail. It's mostly me. Let's get this one in the center. It really bugs me, but my punch is misaligned slightly, so it doesn't ever cut right. Ow. Yep, it's starting to get up to temperature. Give it a little bit to cool down so it doesn't burn me this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the 5th section. Okay, and center and punch. Okay, and give it a little bit. If we turn that off, it'll cool down a bit 'cause we need to keep it mid-temperature. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's gonna be right. And cut. We're all good. Well, I'm hoping it works. It worked last time. It'll be fine. Okay, did that cool a bit? Yeah, okay, that's down to a nice temperature now. We've got a little bit. But there's one finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a much better finger than that, but ow. Okay, and finished one, start the second. In general, it's a heap of repetition, but like, yeah, you're making 50 of the same thing, it's gonna be. And another one. I'm trying to keep it so it's following the line. Fortunately, this strip's a bit too wide, so we can compensate. Just knock that back on. Do you know, that first one was too close by a bit. Oof, there you go. I thought that end position was a little bit far back. It was. One of the things I really like about this technique is it really is quite nice to you if you like make mistakes. Okay, I think that hole's jammed up again. Come on, out you get. That's why it's not punching fruit bro. Well, it's not the only reason, it's one of the reasons. There you go. Easy enough. Now, punch it through again. A lot of these belts is just doing repeat. Oof, I've made some mistakes on this one. It'll work, but the little mistakes will always pop up later. that was not on there long enough. Oh well. Yeah, okay, I'll put the last one on. Not really that worried if I overshoot the end of my finger a little bit. Well, whatever it is, it's a turboprop. Get to marking some lengths because I should have done that from the start. Ooh, convenient. That one's actually at the right place. It doesn't need riveting, but I mean, if it gets exposed on any of the others and someone sees it and asks why isn't that one riveted, I have an excuse. And center and pop. Just tear that bit off, pop that out. Yeah, that. Fortunately, at lower temperatures, it just works better. Where is my pliers? Actually, no, I should be able to do this with a screwdriver. Just twist it a bit. Hey, we're in the center of the pouch now. Might actually work properly. That and clean out because it's also jammed, it's also gummed up. Hey, welcome back. That's fine. I mean, I'm just sitting here working, so... Yeah. At least it didn't go through the desk. My pants jammed up. Apart from that, it's just been heaps of this. No, that's on EVA foam. It's similar material-wise to leather, just not as strong. It does work surprisingly well. Also, I'm not exactly riveting either. I mean, technically it's riveting just with plastic instead of like metal. Definitely, and I also don't have to deal with angry people who don't like people using leather. Problem is, it has similar properties, but it doesn't last as long. And these gauntlets will probably last like a month or so, like that, but it's easy enough to re-stick them and make them off anyway. It's just glue. I'm guessing as that's not a question, you found my Twitter. Yes, it is. I did archery a few years ago, but I haven't been able to for a while. I do need to go back to it. That is such quite fun. Ooh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's the right amount of them. Next up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we start off with you. You seem like a pretty nice one. The club I was in was very much a longbow specialist group, and they're not a fan of anything but longbow. But they also have a massive course and do a lot of like field archery. Basically, every session turns into like a 3-hour walk around the course shooting targets. Oof. It's a lot of fun. It'll fit. You know the full 3D animal targets that they do? There's a course that's somewhat local. It's only like 2 hours away, something like that. You go there. They've got them set up in the forests with like scaffolding, stuff like that, set up for you to do. Okay, and where's that? Oh, yeah, actually broadcasting is the question. Okay, that appears to be going all right. Yep, okay. Yeah, my computer blue screened daft on me. I'm not a fan. Carry on while we're waiting for stuff to load. At this point, no idea whatsoever how long I've been alive for. Well, guess 5 minutes is how long I'm going for now. Oh well. That's going to be too hot. Oh well, give that a little bit to cool down. When I said this computer wasn't capable of running a second camera, it may not be capable of running the one camera. Oh, that didn't go on right. Oh well. One mistake's fine. But yeah, there's a section of forest, like, well, somewhere nearby where they've just got, like, loads of 3D animal targets, and you can go shoot them. Just don't shoot real animals, because that's a criminal offense. Of course, the whole thing's like a closed-off range, so there shouldn't be anyone there, but still, there's a lot of range safety involved, obviously. Yeah, come on, get out. Okay. I hope you have some good luck with the rest of your day. And thank you. Wow, that stuff was pretty sticky. That should be 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep. One hand. One, two, three. Oh, sorry, that's 5, 6, 7. Let's clean some of this crap off the table, shall we? Okay, that's enough. And next one. That in again. Agreed. Back on. Wow, that's way, way too far back. Whoops. Finger. Whoops, I did not let that dry for long enough. My bad. Okay, so due to the fact that I know what time it is, I'm going to be going off at about 9. 8 ages ago. That'll be about 2 hours. I'd at least like to get these done before then. Just keep going. And oh, oof, that's not good. Yeah, I know the punching isn't actually necessary. You could just stick directly to like that, but in my experience, when you do that, it tears apart far more easily than when you go right the way through and rivet to both sides. Yeah. It's like the layer of adhesive method works, but I have bad experiences with single thin layers of glue. Jammed up again. That's why it's not working. Hi again. Come on. Oof, this finger's jammed a lot. stop fumbling. Oh well. That'll do. Wow, that's the worst one I've done yet. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just get on. Come on. There you go. Some of them just don't work. It's fine. And about there-ish. Punch again. Oh wow, I'm actually not going to... Well, okay, I'm not going to finish this today. Ooh. And that should be enough. Yeah. Okay, and just punch this bit. We'll be good. Squeeze them together. Turn it back on. At this point, the aim of the game is to keep the hot glue gun from getting too hot. Because then it becomes unusable. next one. Let's do a little twist. Hopefully that'll be enough. Do some squeeze. Squeeze again. That's a bit too high. Whoops. Okay, we're gonna have to reseat that. Ooh. Nope, I'm not. And might be able to get one more in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just need to rush a little less, that's all. Trying to decide whether I want to answer that, but the amount of times I've said about having a girlfriend on social media, I don't think that's the type of thing I've ever kept secrets. It's okay. I'm just deciding what level of questions I'm willing to answer on stream. I know what the hard limit is because people have gone past it repeatedly. Got a little bit hotter than I was ready for there. Come on, out you get. Wow, that looks awful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we have time for that. Pop that out. I've decided that the funds get 5. If it doesn't work, I have to remake the whole thing. Whoops. But yeah, I mean, 5's fine for fun. And just punch. There you go. I swear there shouldn't be this many left. And let that dry. And there. them curling up is to be expected. I was sort of hoping to have made it a little further by the end of today, but... Oh wait, no, you're this side. So it sort of ends up that kind of way. And this one, and I find the other part of it. Oh, I lost an important part. And like that. I mean, that works, mostly. Oh, but I've run over time anyway, so I'm going to have to finish up here. To everyone who came, my apologies for this stream crashing in the middle. I will attempt to find out why and stop it happening again. But I'm doing the best I can. And I'll finish up here and hopefully be back next time. So, see you then maybe? Okay. Bye.